Hello Libra, welcome or welcome back to my Body and Heart Tarot Therapy. I hope you're well, Libra. This has been quite a time, and yeah, we're still rolling this year. So this is your reading for December 2020, the month to end this insane year and open the gate to the next year, which we'll see what the qualities of it will be. Probably very different from the feel of it and the astrology. This month of December, we have the shift of the planetary shift of Saturn and Jupiter moving into Aquarius, which is going to be we're all going to feel it. And I think it will lift up some heaviness. But here we are, we're still in December. This is going to feel, I think, quite intense and maybe a little bit confusing. So Libra, this is a reading for, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising signs. And if it resonates, it resonates, and if it doesn't, it doesn't resonate, right? It's a general reading. It cannot possibly resonate with everybody out there. So take whatever works for you and let the rest go. 5 of Swords is your current energy. All right, let's see what's your challenge. It's the challenge for my dear Libra, December 2020. 3 of Cups being the challenge. Okay, what is the advice for Libra? The Sun as your advice. Okay. And what is the future energy that's coming from the work you're putting here? The Page of Pentacles. And bottom of the deck, let's see what's the underlying energy, the theme of your reading, the Knight of Swords. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, let's clarify these cards. So why is the 5 of Swords here as current energy for my dear Libra? What is this conflict about? 4 of Pentacles. Okay. Why is the 3 of Cups as a challenge for Libra? Okay, I'll take them both. 9 of Swords and the Chariot. Why is the Sun here as advice for Libra this month of December? Father of Cups and Page of Pentacles. Why is the Page of Pentacles here as future energy? The Empress. Gorgeous. And bottom of the deck you have the Daughter of Pentacles along with the Knight of Swords as the theme of this month for you, the month of December. It's what you're working with, what you're reflecting on. What's the invitation for you to process? Okay, let me just take this in actually for a moment. Daughter of Pentacles is also Page of Pentacles, so it comes twice. That's very interesting. And I love the depiction of this Daughter of Pentacles here, this deer that's very it's very young, looks like a cub, right? And this rather innocent, not knowing much of the world, going out there to explore the life through the senses, the life as is being presented. And yeah, there's a certain fragility to this deer here. And this Knight of Swords looks like a warrior. He's very out there, very in a hurry to probably protect and expand the realm of consciousness, awareness, deliver the truth, and fight for the truth. The way I see it, though, is that This month of December, the theme that may show up for you is how to communicate your needs that come from your inner child, that come from the more fragile and more innocent part of you, and how to hold space for that and how to communicate it. Yet the Knight of Swords can come out as very harsh. He is maybe sometimes over enthusiastic about preaching a truth that is truth to him or her, it doesn't matter. This is a masculine archetype. And maybe it's a little bit easy to just go for the conflict, to go for the, not necessarily taking everything into account. It's kind of like wanting to put things out there the way he perceives things. And I can understand that this would be a defense mechanism to protect and take care of this daughter of Pentacles within the part of you that is, as I said, like gentle and fragile, and it could be easily hurt. So there you go, this defensive knight in shiny armor comes in his defense and burning the ground around so that nobody can ever hurt this part of you. The thing is that this daughter of Pentacles is not really that fragile as we can feel. It's natural for this part of ourselves to grow out there, to experience love, to experience loss, to experience everything there is there to be experienced. So this overprotective side of ourselves can sometimes use a rest, use a reminder that, hey, it's okay. It's okay to go through everything that we need to go. We do not need to be overprotective. We do not need to be over defensive. We don't not need to employ we don't need to inform everybody of what is true to me. We can communicate our needs in a gentle way. We can communicate our truth from the knowledge and understanding that this is my personal relative truth and the way I perceive some absolute truths and the way it works for me into my psyche, my vessel, my being of who I am today. It does not necessarily mean that everybody has the same reality and the same truth aligned the same way with them. Maybe the truth in its essence is the same, but the delivery of it is very important. If we're being a little bit too aggressive in the way we deliver this truth, it can raise shields and put people on defense, and it's not helping for a real intimate deep connection. It's rather being met with resistance. So it's a very gentle reminder that it's perfectly fine for you to want and need to put boundaries and communicate your needs and speak your truth, but do remember to do so with more gentleness and with awareness that other people have emotions, and even though sometimes it's annoying, especially as an air sign Libra, to mind other people's emotions or emotions in general. Fuck emotions. Emotions are icky and annoying. Let's just talk logic and let's talk truth and let's speak from our higher mind and so on. That's not really how it works. It doesn't really work like that internally either, even though we have the illusion that it does, and neither externally, because as I said, if we communicate our truths in a sharp and strong way, the emotions of other people will be triggered, and their ability to see clearly, even if there's a lot of wisdom in what you're sharing, will not be there, because the emotions that maybe you're dismissing completely would cloud their judgment and cloud their ability to understand. So they will become defensive. They will defend their own inner child and fragile side of themselves and so on, which can for them look different, not as a deer but as something else. Okay, Libra. So current energy, yeah, I mean, this seems to be very clear that this is the case. The Five of Swords is an energy of conflict. The Five of Swords is an energy of maybe, yeah, operating from a place that is a little bit harsh and unconsiderate to not even to oneself actually deep down, because it's a mind defense mechanism. um and this comes from the need of creating a stability and some very strong and clear boundaries. I understand the need for boundaries, and I understand that also, if especially if we're not used to communicate our boundaries, because many of us have been raised in families where boundaries were not modeled or respected. Therefore, it can feel very difficult to start expressing ourselves, expressing our needs, expressing our boundaries, and we can come out as overly rigid and overly harsh. And it's part of the journey. It's part of the journey. It's okay that this happens. There's nothing wrong with it, but it does require a little bit of being with it and adjustment, and recognizing when this happens without attaching any shame to it, because it's understandable. It's very much so understandable, right? So if this part of you that's a little bit harsh, that's a little bit maybe hitting under the belt, maybe a little bit um devious, let's say, but not necessarily devious, this one's just like wanting to win at all costs, in order to protect this, what is this space within yourself that it needs. You need space, you need your safe space. I forgot my thought. Great. Okay, recognizing it when it happens, and when it happens, being gentle with yourself, understanding the need, and connecting yourself to this daughter of Pentacles, to this inner child, with kindness and with awareness and with encouragement that, hey, it's okay, I'm here with you, you're safe, you're able to explore the world out there. It's not a threatening place, it can become a place of wonder and exploration. But this is a current energy. If you find yourself in this energy, simply recognize it for now. It's fine. As I said, it's part of the journey. We need to go through this phase. If we're not used with boundaries, and even if we're overused with boundaries, like if we have avoidant behavior where we just learn to keep people at a distance, that's not making it any better. It's about learning to relax a little bit again, and allow some closeness and intimacy as well. So, challenging is the Three of Cups, and to clarify that came the Nine of Swords and the Chariot. So, yeah, I think it's difficult for you now to relate with your group, with your family, with your friends, with your soul family, with the support groups or whatever. And people out there that may want to be close to you and supportive to you, but given that you have this Nine of Swords here, yeah, there's this deep fear that somehow, if you allow yourself to get close with people, if you allow yourself to show up from this beautiful, more innocent, more childlike side of you, you will somehow be hurt for whatever reason. You would either be rejected, either your boundaries will be crossed, and then you will lose yourself, or something like that, something around those lines. It does come also with the Chariot, which it brings a reminder to these dynamics that you have what it takes to take in this on. There's really, you have the resources, you have the knowledge, you have the physical resources and tools, you have your toolkit for you to actually work with this energy. It's maybe difficult now to move forward with like clear, with clarity and you know, all the steam on, because of all this fear and because this inability to connect right now. Let's go to your advice. Your advice is the Sun and Father of Cups. This couldn't have come better, I would think. It's so coherent with this whole picture of the Daughter of Pentacles and all this Swords energy, which is like so penetrating both inwards and outwards, because the Nine of Swords is anxiety and fear that is felt inwards. So the Sun encourages you. Look at this child. Look at there's this wall behind it. And I love that it comes the Chariot, and the Chariot here is a white horse that seems to be in movement. And here in the Sun, in this card, is depicted with this naked child who's riding this horse, feeling like super safe and protected behind this wall, and with the Sun as a deity-like figure watching over this child. The Sun talks a lot about vulnerability, about opening up, about bringing things into the light that used to be into the darkness. So allowing yourself to be seen, revealing these fears maybe, or the needs, without going into overprotectiveness and going into harshness and putting people down because you're afraid that they will put you down, or whatever the dynamics works out for you. It can be different for each and every one of you, of course, but you know, in the Sun is this encouragement to allow your inner child to go out and play and explore. And you have the Father of Cups here that will provide that space. Remember that we are all in a process, if we're willing to, of course, if that's your path. But this hints at the path of reparenting oneself, doing that inner child work. The Father of Cups is an amazing father because he understands all the emotions on the fucking planet that can exist within this child, all the fears, all the anxieties, all the loneliness, all the fragility, all understands it all, and he holds space for it within himself without having to be reactive over it, because he can bring compassion. It's that element of compassion and understanding that these are natural feelings, these are human, and especially if we carry a lot of trauma and pain from the past, it is very, very important that you remind yourself this, like, hey, it's okay to feel these things. It doesn't mean that if I feel fragile, I am fragile. I can relate to that part of myself without identifying with that part of myself. I can choose to step back, embody this very deep and wise part of myself that knows that in fact I'm really not that fragile, that the world is not out there to get me, and that I am able to be grounded and present. And it's not dismissing the fear of the child, it's not dismissing the need for protection. It's about learning to provide that protection for yourself, to provide that feeling of internal safety by allowing everything to be and catering to those needs. Hey, I feel fear, sitting with that fear and soothing that fear. Hey, I feel loneliness. Hey, you're not alone. I'm here with you, connecting with the collective consciousness, connecting with that place of unlimited love that we have within ourselves, and being able to find the parts of us that feel separated and alone, and welcome them back with love, being able to encourage this child to play and, you know, ride this horse and go out there into the world, knowing that no matter what happens, you, the deepest you, the truest you, the wisest you, will never never, never abandon this child of yours within, which is obviously still you. Creating that feeling of complete radical acceptance within yourself that everything is welcomed, that no part of you is unworthy of love, that everything that passes through you belongs there for a moment. And it doesn't necessarily mean that that is the absolute truth. The fear, the doubts, the loneliness, the feelings of aggressiveness, whatever can come out. But instilling a very deep and clear knowledge that goes to all the way to your body and to your cellular level, that you are welcoming yourself, that you are loving yourself, and that you're holding space for yourself, and that you are safe to experience life, and then curiosity will come. It's actually very interesting because I'm reading this book on the body, the trauma in the body, a sensory motor approach to psychotherapy. And it's talking here about the systems, like the action systems in your body, and how they're being triggered, and how, for example, if we're safe and nurtured and we feel then the playful action system can take over, and then how these systems are interdependent. So we have the need for safety. If that is provided and we feel playful, and exploration action system can be come hand in hand with the play in action system. And then if we're hungry, for example, the exploration action system will go to look for food. But if we are just more into the playful side, then if we find food, we may open up towards that, and as an interest, and feel hungry as a result to being exposed to it. It doesn't matter. The point is that if we can provide that inner safety, if we can learn to work with it, and you have the capacity, otherwise these cards wouldn't have showed up here. You being able to gently father yourself here, because this is the Father of Cups, but the Empress comes too, so that's gonna come in a moment. Then you automatically, without forcing it, without having to tell yourself positive psychology blabbering, it will naturally come, this like playful side of you will come out. So it's about creating the space for yourself to feel everything that you feel, and knowing that you are safe. Then you will not need to be so harsh in your communication with others, and your shields will be naturally more down, and you will allow more vulnerability, and then more real connection can happen naturally. Okay, so the future energy, yes, exactly this. The same Page of Pentacles comes here depicted as this young adult, or young child, or old child, whatever. This child that's coming, like, is really connected to himself, is really connected to earth, it's really connected to nature, to the body, and is like really experiencing the world through his senses of curiosity. Look, like the way he looks at this pentacle here is like, wow, this is magical. What can I do with this? It's really playful and curious and present. And with the Empress is like bringing forth this, like, you see this tree, like, I love this pink aura around it. Is that feeling of safety, of being held, of being at home within oneself. And no matter what darkness comes out there into the world, no matter how people act or react sometimes, that will never change deep down inside, knowing that you at a fundamental level are okay. There is nothing wrong with you, and you are lovable and beautiful and safe. So it's adding a layer of safety that's beyond the outside world and beyond other people. So when we're not looking any more outside of ourselves for that safety to be provided, then we are actually able to connect with people at much deeper level. This is really beautiful journey. Whew, Libra. Beautiful. Okay, let me see what's the oracle message for you from the Rumi oracle. Wow, look at that. Divine Mother manifests, and it's right after like having also the Empress, right? I'm gonna pull out, I'm gonna read for you 15. Okay, so the poem from Rumi says, "Oh, you living in the world of 6 directions, accept the gloom and accept the bliss, for those seeds buried in the ground will one day grow into fruitful orchards. That's the word. This oracle comes to you via the sacred grace and mercy of the Divine Mother, who is the great manifesting expression of divinity. All that is created, all that is made manifest, without exception, flows from her being. This is why it is safe to trust in life, even, most especially, the inexplicable mystery and even the darkness that may give rise to fear and judgment within us. It is all part of her unfathomable workings." Yes, that's exactly what I was saying here, I think. So pray for light. We pray for light, we pray for love, we honor and live our lives with its mysteries with as much integrity as we can master. But beyond that, it is best to participate in this life with much less certainty than the mind would have us believe necessary for inner peace. Inner peace does not come with understanding, it comes with trusting. Can we understand a star or a galaxy? Perhaps not. Yet we can choose to trust in its beauty and beingness, and from it derive great energy, hope, and inspiration. The ways of the Divine Mother are not to be judged by our limited standards, rather can be witnessed, experienced, and received. What a relief to not need to understand. What a relief to simply live with trust and know that everything will work its way out. Through those wise ways of the Divine Mother, there is a gift headed to you now. Will you receive it? That gift is one of manifestation, something you have been working towards, growing into, loving and dreaming for, perhaps for a very long time, is finally coming to fruition. Perhaps you have caught a sniff of the aromas of the divine kitchen and know the meal is nearly ready and it smells delicious. Okay, I'm gonna jump over this part. Basically, what it's saying is that you may already expect or have an idea of what that could look like, or maybe it's a complete surprise to you, and you're going to be like completely wow, mind blown. You are being asked to receive this gift completely and utterly, whether you feel sufficiently worthy or not, or appropriately and readily attired. It is time, and the bestowal of this gift is as it should be, whether it seems to be in the best form, or how it should be according to your opinion or the opinions of others, is as the Divine Mother has accorded to be. She has her wild ways, of course, and oftentimes her workings in the world are, to put it mildly, downright unfathomable. Yet somehow all things, all creations, all of life, her every working serve love. You are one of her creations, and so is the imminent manifestation of your own heart truths. Live it, love it, receive it completely. It is yours and meant to be so. This oracle comes with additional guidance for you. No matter whether or not things appear to be working out, they are, and you are held in the loving protection of the Divine Mother to keep you from straying from your highest path and divine destiny. There is work here for you to do upon this planet in your own unique way. It is the work of the Divine Mother, the work of love. So then allow her to care for you, even if you wonder what the heavenly mix is up to at times. Beautiful. There's a sacred honoring ritual here. If you feel the call to do it, go for it. If not, if it's not your thing, please let it go. So if you're interested, it goes like this. Place your left hand with palm facing upwards in front of you, reaching out as if to receive. And say aloud, Divine Mother, through your gracious compassion and bounty, I humbly bow. Bow your heads to your hand for a moment, or if you wish, kneel and kiss the floor. In this action, allow yourself to truly surrender into the workings of love. Just intend to surrender, and it shall be. Then arise and place your left hand out again with palm facing up, an arm extended slightly as if to receive, and say aloud, I willingly accept the bestowal of grace now, manifesting into form as a heartfelt wish delivered to me through the Divine Mother's genius and generosity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And with this, you have finished your ritual. Alright, dear Libra, this is really, really beautiful. And I also see this Page of Pentacles, especially coming into the future as a gift. So remember, accept the bliss and accept the gloom. It's funny, actually, the previous reading had this without having this card, but it was the same message. It's okay to feel all these things. Just don't think that it's something is really wrong. Nothing is really wrong with you. At the deep down level, you are a lovable, beautiful, most pure being, and you're learning to bring that forth with more playfulness and with joy. So thank you so much for being here, Libra. I hope this reading makes sense to you. If you resonated with it, please like, share, subscribe, and comment if you feel like how this experience plays out for you. And may our practice benefit all beings. Oh yeah, and have beautiful holidays if you celebrate, and Happy New Year.